What's up everybody, my name is Darth Jeswick and welcome back to my channel. Today we are working on something that's a little bit sinister. As you can see, I've got a cow plant here in the left corner of the screen. I wanted to build a cow plant garden. And if you don't know, you can actually just go on the gallery and type in cow plants, and a lot of people actually have them like posted on the gallery in a little room. You just like grab the room, place the room, and you got cow plants. It's beautiful. I love it. So this build is on a 40 by 30 lot in Newcrest. It's the Sandy Run lot. And I've kind of given this lot a different name on the gallery. It's actually called Gagnon Gardens. I'll put that up on the screen in a moment. And I came up with this name and this build idea from another simmer on YouTube called Fake Gamer Girl. She's got a build challenge right now called FGG Traps on the gallery. Just look up the hashtag. And it was just a randomized last name that I thought was funny, and like cow plants don't always eat your Sims the first time. You have to get eaten twice by a cow plant in order to die from it. So they like kind of like spit you back up, and it's just a play on words that I thought it was funny. It's a bad joke, but I thought it was hilarious. In total, this build ended up costing around 66,404 simoleons. It was not very challenging. The stair placement, however, was. In this style of build, I always have an issue like placing stairs. I just don't know why. They just look odd and I can't get over it. But we've got our small like suburban style house almost, and I'm just kind of making the layout. I wanted the living room to be on the left side, and then you walk into like the kitchen and dining room area. I use a lot of growing together in this build. I haven't really built with the Craftsman style windows and things from that pack, so I was just like, I'll use them, and they looked really pretty, so I thought that we could use those windows and kind of do like a blue house, and yeah, I like that really a lot. And I'm kind of making the main path up to the house now before I start furnishing and decorating the inside. I'm just working on the upstairs first. I really didn't know how I wanted to lay out the kitchen, so I started working on this like little book nook here. Put this little window behind it with some growing together curtains that I think are blue. And I put like a little computer and a easel up here just so that my sim can paint. We've got like a little bedroom back there. I used a lot of seasons in the bedroom. And I also put like a little vent in there in the floor from Debug to act like the fireplace vent so that your sim could like stay warm in the winter. I've been using seasons a lot, and I end up using like the curtains in this build too because they're just really nice wide curtains. We don't have a lot of curtains that fit like these like different weird spaces like that, so it's nice that we have at least these ones that are like kind of like an older style instead of like the Desert Luxe ones where we could like custom make them. They just look a little too modern for this style of build. I used these like little tiny living planters by the windows because I thought those were just adorable. And I use a lot of glue in the bathroom as well, some base game and some bathroom clutter kit stuff. The little like makeup tray holder. Even though it's a guy, I just wanted him to have that for, you know, whatever he has, his skincare or whatever. And then I started on the living room area. I used a couple chairs from the basement clutter kit. I love these chairs. They scream like Granny lives here, and I love it. So I just put those right next to each other along with a paranormal couch. And I thought that those just went together really well, especially with like the patterns that are on the couch. And then the centerpiece is from Growing Together, I believe. It's just like a couple little flowers, and they match this fireplace, so I thought that that was really perfect. And I love this rug from the Paranormal pack as well. I love the patterns on it, and the color really fits with what we're going in here. It matches like the gray on the walls, and it's just really fitting. So I got a couple of chairs for the dining room, and then started out with the kitchen. I think I use a bunch of like Growing Together appliances, yeah, and the cottage living countertops, and these shelves, or not the shelves, the And the cabinets are from the Country Kitchen kit. It's like a small kit that has like some random clutter items that probably should have come with Cottage Living but didn't, and they just decided to sell it as a $5 pack. And then I added the little plant from the Basement Clutter kit. It's kind of like dusty, and I love it. Uh, and a little trash can from Get to Work. It's got like a little liner in it, and I think that like the other cans, like the other trash bags that we have in the game, should have like liners in them because like we're taking a liner out when we take out the trash. So why don't we have liners in all the trash cans? I don't know. And then I added the little chalalos. I love those. They're from the base game, and it comes in a bunch of different cool little patterns. And I like to add those to like some of my like older style builds because it just feels like somebody had just made them and set them out on the counter, and you're just like ready to wait for them to cool off a little bit and tear into them. I love fresh bread. I'm a baker, so I just like to eat fresh bread all the time. I also use this like painting of Bob and Eliza pancakes that's like broken. I thought that maybe Stephen Gagnon could have been in love with Eliza or even Bob, and maybe he broke up with Eliza, but he still had like this painting of him and Bob, of her and Bob, and maybe just broke it because he was angry. Maybe he killed Eliza. I don't know. You never know. But I really just had fun with this build. I made it a little bit gross, like in the basement, like creepy basement that we're gonna build. And I finally found a staircase to use those paintings from the Paranormal pack on, and that made me really happy. We are speeding right through into the landscaping of this build. I've got a few more paths laid out for a few more cow plants. In total, we have about 4 cow plants in this build. And I really just went in on this landscaping. I did it all along all the paths, aside from like along the like little fences that I have here. I think a few of them are kind of bare, but it's also like a garden, so is like actual plants that grow here. I put a couple of like the really rare plants, like the death flowers. I put those in here, so along with the cow plants, I thought that that was just like a nice little play here. And I also put these like little daisies to give these like low-lying pale flowers just a little bit more height. And then I use like some lily of the valley for the cypress trees in the front. And then I went through and layered all the landscaping with like some sand just to line the path and make it like different than what is underneath the plants that line the path. And then I went through and added these like little cottage living planters that look like somebody had just tilled up all the soil for it and planted actual trees from the gallery in there too. I didn't have time to just like sit and play and let these trees grow in game, and plus they were out of season, I think. Maybe not. They still like lasted when I started playing, and I think it's like fall in my game, so I think the apple trees are still growing. Um, I'm not really sure. But I also added like a little flower fountain that your Sims can like sit at, and there's also like some water flowing, so there's some nice ambiance there. And I added a couple of lot traits too. We've got the homey trait, the great soil trait, and natural well, just for the fountain there. I thought that that would be fun. I don't know. It doesn't really do much aside from like give you a reduction on your bill, I think, because of the well. I also put a bunch of little lights along the paths here. They're from Growing Together. They're like little lanterns, and I thought that that was really adorable. And then we're getting into the cellar. I added a wraparound porch along the side of the build just so you can get out here and have like a personal like little tiny side yard. We're gonna make this like a little storage shed almost that leads down to the basement, and we'll put some gross stuff down there. I love making gross builds. It's not really something I do a whole lot, but I've been really into like the gross builds lately. I made like a nasty werewolf house today that I'll post a speed build of soon. And I've just been having a lot of fun with some gross builds. So we've got this tiny little shed here, and I used a nifty knitting door, I want to say, or laundry day, one of those two. And this is where I put my trash cans. We're gonna need a couple of them. Ignore the fence here. It's just to keep our victims safe. That's all it's for. So I actually made like a special description for this lot, and I'm going to read that right now. It says, Gagnon Gardens, created by Stephen Gagnon, a sim who has a particular affinity for growing the incredibly dangerous sim-eating cow plant. Take a stroll through the garden and introduce yourself to his 4 cow plants, all named Barry. How he feeds them is none of your concern if you leave before closing time. If you enjoy dark builds and you would like to play in this for your own personal reasons, you can find it on my gallery at Darth_Jeswick, just like it appears here on YouTube. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button because it does really help out. And if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my new videos. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye everybody.